Lev.AI, brain sharp, it's a digital scalpel. Larry needs a twin, got him typing up an apple. Randy and Blake plotting moves like a chess game, but every time they run leaves a wreck, and it's flame. A core out here snatching hopes on the daily. Dreams in his pocket, yeah, the dude moving shady lines. Blurred schemes stirred, who's calling the shots? It's a circus in this mess, round in knots. Systems glitch, plans collide. Twitter con, pick a side. Dreams get snatched, hopes divide. It's a mess, we can't confide. Lev.AI, oh what a scene. Larry's twins missing, caught in the machine. Randy and Blake, scheming supreme, while Terry's out here stealing more dreams. Left calculating like it's born with the wisdom. Larry needs a double but it's stuck in the system. Randy's got Blake but they both acting slippy. Scam so slick, you think it's Mississippi. Terry's back lurking in the shadow of a screen, collecting broken visions, the villain of the scene. Chaos in the air, plans crumble and fumble. Every piece they juggle, just another rumble. Lev.AI, oh what a scene. Larry's twins missing, caught in the machine. Randy and Blake, scheming supreme, while Terry's out here stealing more dreams.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Hello everyone, hello, and how are you all doing today? I hope that all of you are having a wonderful, wonderful, amazing day. Cryptory with Ash says, I might change my handle for this. You can if you want. I watch all his videos. His scamming style is hypnotic. Good old Randy. I hope he got his Altwin ready. That's right. That's right. He did federal prison time for, oh my. Well, if you have proof of that, send me that. But yes, today we are talking about Lev.AI, and we are going to be diving into Randy Schroeder's latest training. But before we dive into that December 1st training, I just want to set the stage with what Lev.AI really is. Maybe this is the first time that you're hearing about it on my channel. I have covered it since its inception. So Lev.AI, which is an abbreviation for Leverage Artificial Intelligence, is marked as this revolutionary AI platform that supposedly replaces hundreds of dollars in business tools, but the truth is it's just another multi-level marketing scheme. So the so-called product is sort of vague, the promises are inflated, and the real money comes from recruiting others into the system, not from selling legitimate technology. And that's why you'll see referral links baked into the sign-up process and endless hype about getting in early all over their social media pages. And you just got to take one look at who's behind it. And the CEO is actually Randy's own son, Blake Schroeder, which keeps the family MLM dynasty alive. And Larry Lane, who you might remember from Nelo Life, is also involved. They have poached people from On Passive. We've had a great time. These are not fresh innovators, though. They're veterans of the MLM world, recycling the same tactics. Scripted video emails, exaggerated success stories, and promises of financial freedom. Lev.AI claims one of its products will be an AI twin, so you don't have to do any of the work. Your AI twin will run the business for you. Sound familiar? Probably sounds like several MLM schemes you've heard of. And like all MLM schemes, what they're really selling is the dream, not a functioning platform or even an AI tool. And that's why we don't like it. Lev.AI preys on people's hopes, dresses up exploitation and AI buzzwords, and leaves most recruits worse off financially. So as we react to Randy's training today, keep in mind, this isn't innovation. It's just another MLM scam with a shiny tech wrapper and familiar faces at the helm. Now, without further ado, I want to give to you Randy Schroeder's Lev.AI training from yesterday night, December 1st, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern. Every Monday, they do this training Zoom call. And every Wednesday, they do what I can only describe as a recruiting Zoom call where they go over the business again. It's pretty much the same presentation every time. There hasn't been much updates with that. However, yesterday's Zoom meeting with Randy was quite interesting. And you'll notice that even today, most of the training, although this was a Monday night Zoom training meeting, it is actually about how to recruit into the business instead of being about how to sell products or even information about the products or anything else. No products are technically available at this time, so all they can really do is recruit people into Lev.AI. And Randy is going to show us the back office, and he's going to walk us through everything that you're supposed to be doing in the business. So by the end of this, you should know what you're supposed to do when you sign up for this thing. Again, send me proof of that. Hello, Silvio. Good to see you. He spoke all about it on his Thanksgiving video. I'll have to go check that one out. Hello, Jelly Snack. I'm glad that you could make it. I didn't watch his Thanksgiving video. I'll have to go and watch that one. But what I did watch was last night's training, because I wanted to see, are we actually doing training? The last few times that I have popped in, there wasn't training. It was like Wednesday's presentation over again. I was very disappointed, but I guess we got something new last night.
So what exactly is Lev.AI? That stands for Leveraging Artificial Intelligence. I don't suppose I need to tell by the way, I hope this little small bird's not obnoxious to you guys. She just likes to.
Sorry, at the beginning it's a little rough. All right. Because when I started recording, I realized nothing was in place.
At any rate, leveraging artificial intelligence, that's what Lev.AI stands for. And I think that one would have to have, at least living here in the United States, I think one's head would have to be really, really deeply in the sand to not be hearing AI almost ad nauseum. I don't listen to a lot of radio stations, but if I'm listening to a radio station, it seems like every third advertisement is AI. The widespread adoption of AI is about the most talked about thing that I can remember in my life. The percentage of people who are currently properly leveraging AI to gain financial advantage is actually very, very small. It's small both in an overall number and small in terms of percentage. And so what we seek to do is bring accessible artificial intelligence to the
And I'm glad for that. We're not all killing the environment. That's good.
Planet. And one can use it is in your business, almost no matter what your business is. It's my current belief that the various tools and processes of Lev.AI, and by the way, there are some other services in artificial intelligence that are likewise really good. We don't claim to be the only good provider. We do claim to be the provider that brings it all together in an accessible way, where with one simple, easy to use, and notice I said easy, maybe I should describe it as easier to use than a lot of other similar or technologies that would claim to be similar. And I'm going to encourage every single one of you to recognize right now.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that everyone says that, right? Everybody is like, I am actually the best one that will teach you how to run your MLM business the best. We have everything you need all in one place. You can just have us do all the work for you. Like, that's what they all say. So Randy's acted like theirs is the only one that has these things and that promises these things. And I'm like, my channel is full of these. I mean, that's what On Passive was, right?
That this should be used in our business, no matter what our business is. I saw a quote a couple of days ago that really hit home with me. It stuck. And the quote was that artificial intelligence will not replace real estate agents, but real estate agents who become skilled in the use of artificial intelligence will replace real estate agents who do not. And I think that we could take that simple thought of real estate agents.
Can we like not replace anyone? I don't like that.
So we could supplant it with just about anything, and we could supplant it with your business, whatever your business is.
But that's the thing, is that that's what they all say. And then you get there and they're like, oh, by the way, we're now your business. Yeah, you have to sell us too in order to be successful with this and actually run your business with it. So now you have two businesses if you're already in an MLM, right? It's ridiculous.
So whatever your business is, I will tell you that one would be well advised, and one would be expressing wisdom to become knowledgeable and skillful in the utilization of AI in your business. And in fact, if you're currently a Lev.AI member, I strongly encourage you to go to the long form of an email and simply ask it to write an email that addresses how AI is impacting your business. Are you in the mortgage business, the real estate business, the automotive business? What business are you in? Let Lev.AI tell you how others are leveraging artificial intelligence in the same kind of business that you're involved in. You can also use it as your business. Using it as your business means what? It means that we're then becoming a conduit to other people's use. Now, a correct utilization of AI as your business would not be to just recruit people who are going to recruit people who are going to recruit people. No, using Lev.AI as your business.
He's like, that's what we talk about on Wednesday. This is Monday night.
Would be, to my way of thinking, using it as a product to provide to people who have a business of some kind. There are real estate agents that I've described. They're an automotive dealer or a beauty salon, whatever it is. They have a business. And so utilizing Lev.AI to grow that business, recruiting people, enrolling people who will use it as their business because they are developing a customer base. That would be the way to use it as your business and expect to have more rapid income generation. If you're using it as your business simply in terms of enrolling members who will enroll members who will enroll members, that's great, but it's one, and it's two, and it's three at a time. When we enroll people who embrace the idea that I could generate a meaningful near-term income and I can create a limitless long-term income based upon the back end of subscriptions, then there's something very special here. And so I said I would take a few minutes, and here I am 8 minutes in.
Yeah, if you can do that, but you can't do that. It's been proven. MLMs are not successful. You don't get paid, especially if you're just a normal person in it. You have to be at the very top. Randy might get paid. Nobody else will, though. Larry might get paid. Blake will get paid, but nobody else is getting paid, you know? But okay.
I'm still on the first slide. Shame on me. I'll move quickly. Lev.AI, use it in your business, use it as your business, or both. And if you don't yet have a business that you can use it in, I encourage you to get one. We can help you with that along the way. You got some really, really cool things coming down the path for our membership.
And they're like, if you don't have a business, we'll be your business.
Use Lev.AI in your business to gain competitive advantage. I remember what I said a moment ago. I saw the quote about real estate agents. The positive side is to use AI to gain competitive advantage. The negative side of that same coin is that if you do not, other people who do what you do will become skilled in the use of artificial intelligence, and they will gain the competitive advantage. That's just the way that it is. And we can also use Lev.AI as your business to eliminate the need for competition. Every small business owner in your town, no matter how big your town is or how small, every small business owner is talking about, thinking about, wondering about artificial intelligence. And
yeah, what if they all decide to run this Lev.AI business? Then they are all each other's competition. So you're creating competition. Good job.
And nobody knocked on their door this morning and
they got oversaturation. That's going to be great.
Said, can I show you how to put artificial intelligence to work for you? Nobody did. And so because nobody else did, there is no need for competition. As I said a moment ago, everybody's chatting about it. Everybody's thinking about it, talking about it. but a tiny, tiny
Why you think you're the only one talking about it?
percentage of all of humanity has figured out how to use this as a business in addition to using it in your business. And I would tell you that nobody else knocked on the door. All those doors up and down the street, nobody knocked on them. And if you are,
I'm pretty sure that in most legitimate businesses, they're constantly looking for ways to be new in terms of like marketing and reaching their customer base. So like they'll figure it out. You know, they don't really need you with your MLM to come and knock on their door and be like, "Hey, have you ever thought about using AI?" Like they're like, "Yeah, we have been for years. What the fuck?" Like
the one who does, that my little bird here is reminding me that the early bird catches the worm. And right now there's about 178,000 people every single day who adopt AI for the first time. You might as well be the one that catches them. And Demis Hassabis, who is the head of DeepMind, says, pretty profound, he says the difference here with artificial intelligence is that it's going to be 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution, and maybe it's going to be 10 times faster. I believe that. When I said that nobody knocked on the door, if they did knock on the door, what would they be representing? They would in all likelihood be representing one of these various features. Maybe they'd be representing an AI video feature, maybe an AI writing assistant, maybe something that would create business profiles and websites, and I'll go on down the list. But I promise you that if anyone did knock on the door, they were not representing an all-in-one, all-inclusive package. And whatever they were representing would cost multiples of what we provide. If, in fact, one became willing to simply change their daily routine a little bit to make one appointment per day with a solopreneur and entrepreneur, I promise you, if they are trying to utilize artificial intelligence today, they are spending multiples of what it would cost for them to utilize our tool suite. In fact, in all likelihood, there are individual components of artificial.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to figure out if I could get Randy's camera on the screen. Because usually when he does these presentations, he also likes to see himself on camera. So I was like, is he just sharing his screen right now?
Artificial intelligence, they're probably spending more than our entire tool suite would require. Complete, absolute, total, unmatched value. And that's why I encourage every one of you.
Unmatched to who? I don't think you're comparing yourself to the right people.
Just over the course of your day, add it to the day to meet with one person who's operating a business and say, could I show you how artificial intelligence is positively impacting people who operate businesses like yours? And you can know in advance how to do that. Why? Because you wrote the simple email question, or you wrote the simple long form post, and you asked Lev.AI to teach you one of the.
I would be like kind of insulted if I was a business owner and like someone that wasn't in marketing or how to like run a business, like they weren't really in the industry at all. They were just in some AI MLM, came and tried to tell me that they were going to tell me how to use AI to advance my business in my field. I would be a little bit insulted, I think. Just because I would be like, well, okay, are you like where did you graduate as a marketer? Who do you work for? And then they would be like, Lev.AI, have you heard of it? And I'd be like, no. And I'd look it up and I'd see it was an MLM. And I'd be like, for fuck's sakes, what the hell? Get out of here.
The greatest values that I've had from this company in this short time of my involvement is how much it has taught me. Oh my goodness. She thinks she's being beat on. She's not. Okay. It is. I have learned so much because I've asked Lev.AI to teach me. And everything that it has taught me has made me more and more and more convinced about the absolute remarkable customer value proposition that we make. I said that we could use it in your business. Or
they really got it locked down. Like I couldn't even see the other people that were in the Zoom meeting with me, which I usually can do. Like there's usually a setting where I can like see, and that's what I kept looking for last night. I was like, I should be able to see the other people that are in this meeting, and then literally like I should be able to also see Randy if he's on camera right now. Why can I not change the settings of this right now to see anything other than just Randy's screen? It was kind of weird. And I think that on Zoom, you have to like turn the settings off for people to be able to no longer see who else is in the Zoom meeting and stuff. Like, that's a decision that they make. Like, Randy is like, I only want them to be able to see what I'm doing. The chat was shut off, so there was no way that anyone could ask a question or like say they didn't understand something he said. The guy's talking a mile a minute. It's like, do you take a breath, sir? Like, you know what I mean? And there's no way for anyone to be like, hey, could you maybe just repeat the last part? Like, maybe not. Like, you just did an 8-ball. Like, you know, it's actually kind of ridiculous. So that's what I was looking for when I'm like poking around on the screen there, because I was like, I swear to God, there should usually be a way for me to at least see like who's in here or even how many people are in here. I couldn't. And that's because they've decided that when they do these presentations, they don't want you to be able to notice that, because it's probably only me in there. It's me and like maybe 2 other people. And they don't want you to see that there's only like 3 people at the Zoom meeting, right? I'm sure there's more, because I'm sure that like all the people that are hyping this thing up also go to every single friggin' meeting, because they're like twice a week, every Monday and Wednesday. They're like, yeah, let's meet up, you know, like they do. But I just found that fascinating. I really did. Hello, little Miss Lulu.
Or as a business, if you're using it in your business and you're not concerned about generating royalties by introducing others, then you can ignore this slide. If you do, simply find yourself having success and tell someone else about it.
If you find yourself having success, I'm like, don't worry, you won't.
If they choose to begin utilizing the software package, well, when they pay their very first month, you'll get paid 50% of that initial enrollment. And then every month as they go on and pay the subscription, like they pay their cell phone bill and like they pay their internet bill and like they pay the various subscriptions, it's very much become a subscription-based economy or society in a very, very large way. Every time they pay that ongoing subscription, you'll get paid 20% of the subscription price. And then for those of you who are
again, this is about recruiting members into it, right? That's what this section is actually about. You get rewards based on recruiting members or partners, members and partners. They're not like, oh, you get rewards because you sell $300 worth of the AI. Never. That's never what the bonus and the rewards are, especially like the fast track bonuses and stuff. They're always about, oh, well, if you recruit people.
Accustomed to building teams, we also have a compensation mechanism to reward you to develop teams and build in depth. Well, I wanted to.
And it's like, well, why would you have that if it's more about selling the product? What bonuses do you have if I sell 7 AI twins? Do I get something for that? No. Interesting how all the MLMs are like that, but then they're all like, oh, but we're actually more about the product, not the recruiting. I'm like, no, you're all about the recruiting. And it's all you get paid for the recruiting. And it's all mainly the recruiting. Stop this. This is getting silly. I've been here for 6 years, damn it.
Start out by simply sharing with you those simple things. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my screen share and I'm going to go a different place. I said that I would like to show you how it is that I am learning so
I'm like, I could tell you where to go, Randy.
So much. And so I'm going to log in here to my Get Lev account. Hold on here 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 1 second. We will log in. This has been one of the most fascinating things. The amount that I have learned as a result of utilizing this technology for really a short period of time, I think since about the 3rd or 4th week, even in September, the amount that I have learned as a result of utilizing the technology has been quite remarkable. I'm going to start the broadcast again. And we'll just go in and take a quick look at my
Woohoo!
tool suite. And here, as we go to the tool suite, a couple of things. I'm just going to wander up here and give you an illustration as to the various ways that I use this service. And just earlier today, I had Kathleen at the company help me understand for the first time how to make a large email distribution list. And tomorrow will have 17,000 emails go out, and those 17,000 emails will go out to a select group of candidates that I know are going to want to use artificial intelligence in their business. That is the candidate that is going out to.
Lucky them, huh?
It is not going out to a candidate list of people who I think are looking for a business. It's going out to a candidate list of people who need to use artificial intelligence or get left behind.
So basically, you're preying on businesses, is what you're trying to say. They're like, we prey on people and businesses here.
And so that was today, the very first time. Here I am, all these years into my business career. And actually today I had my tutorial, and tomorrow, not a tutorial, by the way, that was necessary. I could have picked it up easier. I found that out. But what I now have is another mechanism, an added way to grow my circle of influence, and an added way to get a message across to a lot of people that has been automated. It would, of course, take me a long time to write those 15 or 16 or 17,000 emails. It would take a very...
I like it. These automated lead systems have been a thing since the 90s. So, like, how have you not heard of them? Even Ash Mufara tried to make some. Come on now.
Very long time for me to stay consistently on top of and do the proper follow-up. And so that's the first way that I use it, and I think that's really, really good. The next way that I use it is every time I have a new candidate, what do I do with that candidate? I simply create for them a website. That's all I do. And so I met with my son Sam a few days ago, and Sam...
Yeah, hold on. Let's just go back here for a second. 1 second.
And do the proper follow-up. And so that's the first way that I use it, and I think that's really, really good. The next way that I use it is every time I have a new candidate, what do I do with that candidate? I simply create...
You're going to notice that he has Nelo, Randy, and Sam. Nueva, Randy, and Sam. Sam Schroeder Exotics. It's the one that I think he's going to show us. But Nueva and Nelo is still kicking, eh, Randy? Hey, are you still doing the Nelo? Is Larry still doing Nelo? Because, they took him off the website, so I assumed that he wasn't anymore. But did they know that you are? Are you still doing it? And why you got Nueva here? What's going on? How many MLMs are you in right now, Randy?
Create for them a website. That's all I do. And so I met with my son Sam a few days ago, and Sam wanted to see exactly how it would work. And so it took us only a couple of minutes. Then a couple of minutes, we created...
Yeah, the exotic car rentals. That's why I thought it was the exotic one, right? You mentioned using the yellow pages recently. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he took out the phone book straight up, just started cold calling everyone in it. That sounds like something. That sounds exactly like something he would do. Well, I guess what better place to find a big portion of businesses than the yellow pages? I mean, really, it's just imagine though. Like I said, imagine you're a business owner. Okay, you've probably been in your field for as long as Randy's been in the MLM marketing industry, which has involved him being in hundreds of MLMs. I swear to God, this man has been in like the dozens upon dozens of them. So it's not like he's been in one for 20 years and been successful. I just need to point that out. Randy is an MLM hopper, so he'll do one for like 6 months, and then if it doesn't take off and make him money, he'll switch to a new one. That's more of what he does. So that's why he doesn't have real success yet. You can't in this industry, but especially when you're doing that. And basically, he's hit the gold mine like Marty did, where he's now the first one to sign up for one, and his son is running this one. So that should help him finally get a paycheck. But it's like, imagine him being the person calling you up to tell you in your industry how you're going to make money. Like, think of what you do for a job right now. And then imagine Randy calling you up and being like, I'm going to tell you how to do this better. Excuse you? Who are you? You Weasley weird little man? What are you talking about? What? How? What do you know about my industry? You've been MLM hopping for 20 years. You don't even run a real business, sir. What the heck? You know, like that's what I would expect a business owner to be thinking in that moment. All right, they might not say all that, but they're definitely going to be a little bit like, who's this guy? Why should I have a whole marketing team? You know, they actually graduated as marketers. One of them has a master's. I don't know why this MLM guy is calling me, telling me that he knows how he's going to market my business better for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine you would just be like, bye, goodbye, and you would hang up the phone on him. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Him a website, and it's a fantasy. It was about doing custom car and antique car restorations, but I was able to show him how in just a matter of minutes we could do that. And of course, Sam is my son.
But see, okay, I have an issue with this. I have an issue with you making the web pages using AI completely. I hope that those are actually pictures of cars that your son has worked on. Otherwise, we're into a whole like false marketing using AI images thing. And you don't want to get all involved in all that.
My interest in having Sam involved in this company is for his benefit. Obviously, it is not for my benefit. But it took only a few minutes, just a few minutes, to illustrate how the next function would be of such great value for him. And what was the next function I wanted to show? It is the team function. Remember I said a little bit earlier that I've learned so much.
So Lev.AI and Nueva. That's what just popped up on the screen there. Then he was like, oops, wrong screen. But if you look at the top, you'll see that he's got Nueva.
I've learned so much. And by the way, if there's a single person here right now who does not know specifically and exactly what to do when you wake up tomorrow morning and you want to begin advancing the cause, then if you're not yet a member of my team, and that has nothing to do with who enrolled you and who invited you to the company. No, it's one of the functions in our tool suite called the team function. So if you have not yet become a member of my team so that you have access to my various training materials, then please simply send me a text, send me an email, send me a text, send me a...
It's like, okay, we are a third of the way into this video. All right, we're at about the 12-minute mark. And this video is 35 minutes. So, you know, we've got like a third of it done. And I've heard more about recruiting again than selling the products. He keeps bringing up the products and the AI, but not the actual like sale of it. It just seems to be the incentive to use it to get people to join, you know? Like that's how it's being brought up instead.
Facebook message, get smoke signals, whatever it is, and I will send you the invitation link. In fact, I'll probably put the invitation link on here before we finish. And then if you don't know what to do tomorrow morning, you just don't know.
I'm like, I don't see how you turn the chat off. It's completely disabled, so you won't be able to leave it there.
Oh, how to get started, then I suggest the very first thing you do is you come right up here and you go to the onboarding session. And first of all, watch the AI tool suite onboarding. Then the very next thing to do is watch the corporate tools tutorial. Then the very next thing I want you to do is watch the video version, the success sequence, where I put meat on the bones of these 10 steps to getting started. And you will have a complete, fundamentally correct working knowledge as to what you should do tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day to begin getting the key in the lock. And not just getting the key in the lock in terms of beginning to earn royalties in your Lev.AI business, but...
Yeah, again, though, the products aren't for sale right now, so it's just going to be recruiting.
Using Lev.AI to help you become more profitable in other business ventures and to help anybody else become more profitable in another business venture, no matter what that business venture is.
And now it's going to be Lev.AI.
So there's team onboarding. I think that's really, really important. What else? Come over here to the chat feature. And what if I said, I am just stuck?
A big scammer. Sorry.
How do I overcome my fears? See, this is a really, really important question.
I'm just a bit stuck. How do I overcome my fears? That's the most MLM question I've ever heard.
I'm just stuck. You know how many people get involved in our business? Really, really good people. When I say in our business, I'm not just talking about Lev.AI. I'm talking about micro enterprise, solopreneur.
This cracks me up. Randy freezes here for a couple seconds, and then it tries to catch up. It's pretty funny. So if you're looking away, just look at the screen for a second.
Or when we go from the reactive environment of being an employee to the proactive environment of being an entrepreneur, things change, and they change dramatically. Now, I do want you to know that because we're sharing our screen, I have not yet started talking there. That may, and also,
That's how I actually see Randy at all times. As the sped up version you just saw a brief second of.
note that I'm on an iPad, and these are not yet optimized for mobile devices. My guess is it's going to start to talk here in a second. If we were,
It's so funny. He's like, all right, AI, this is my AI twin right here, guys. We've asked it a question. All right, so it should give the answer. And technically, when it spits out the text, Randy's picture here is supposed to come to life. And then it's supposed to say what the text says, right? And it's like not happening. So he's like, oh, it must be because I have my camera on. And it like still doesn't happen for a few seconds. And I'm like, oh yeah, this tech is going lovely. Just this presentation is going swimmingly. It's wonderful. Oh, this must be the famous twin. Awesome. Exactly. It's supposed to be anyway. Victory with Ash scam. Yes. Victory with Ash is a scam. Very good. When his AI twin spoke Italian, I swooned with lust. I love that he makes some comment like, when you can send a video of yourself talking in another language, everyone's like really impressed at one point. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
not sharing a screen, it would have already done this by now. But the question that I typed in was, I'm just stuck. How do I overcome my fears? Well, if you're not sitting right beside me, I'll tell up until now, that's been a kind of a hard response to get. There's lots more people who call me than I can answer, a lot more texts that I receive than I can personally respond to. But now you never have to be alone, because it says here to overcome fear.
He's like, now I'll be with you always. I'm like, I'm good, Randy. And then we might need to take a break.
Take one clear, small step that challenges it. Focus on action, not the feeling. Fear fades as you gain experience and confidence through consistent effort. If you're building your business, use storytelling to share your journey openly. It creates connection and diminishes fear through vulnerability. Would you like advice on how to frame your story or follow up with prospects confidently? And then it becomes interactive. Yes. I think that this is such amazingly important. I've spent my life developing content that would allow me, developing skills, character attributes to help me become.
I think you meant content, and I think you should have stuck with content. I don't feel like your skills have gotten any better since Transact Card or any of these other ones you've done, Randy.
More successful, and I.
So now it starts reading it, okay? But for some reason, we don't hear it. Nobody in the Zoom call hears it. Only Randy is hearing this right now, right? So that's kind of funny. I was like, see, this is why you need to have the chat open sometimes so that people can be like, hey, I can't hear you right now. You're muted, or the video is muted. You know, that's why it's good sometimes. I like how his bot too, like, moves forward and then like shrugs its shoulders. Like, it's like, yeah, that's how Randy would move. He's like waiting for it to be
So
done.
the fact that now literally any member of our company who wants access to my material can simply request membership in my quote team. And here it is. There's no such thing as being alone. There's no such
thing as being alone, because you can just come here and talk to Randy Schroeder's AI bot. Oh, this will definitely solve the male loneliness pandemic as well.
Thing is not knowing what to do next. And by the way, I put over here in the checklist section the compensation plan. And the reason I put it there is because I don't think the compensation plan should be the first issue. Notice on the onboarding, I talked about the tools, the process, and so on. The compensation plan is what we activate as a result of the process, and we must understand the process. That comes first, the compensation plan after process. But certainly one needs to have working on the compensation plan as well. If one comes in here, there will be more. I assure you there'll be more. But here we see a group of leadership mentoring sessions. This is really, really important content. Were it not important, I would not put it there. Here we see many hours already of content loaded into the library.
Now, here's the thing. Is this only available for people that are on Randy's team, or is this available for everyone in Lev.AI? Because the way that he sets this up, it sounds like, because he's all like, if you haven't joined my team yet, I'll drop the link, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like this material that he's putting here is only accessible to you if you're underneath Randy. What if I go underneath Larry Lane? Is he under you, Randy? Or is he a separate team? What if I'm underneath somebody else? Like, am I going to then lose access to all this amazing information that I'm sure I definitely need in this library? Like, I don't know.
And this content, there will be a lot more by the time this week is completed. There will be a lot more content here in the library, and it gradually moves from the library into the various other functions. But I think just of this, any of you who are building sales organizations, teams of any kind, what tremendous value this is. And this is value that is not being delivered any other way. The things that I'm showing you right now, they're not replacing something else that you're doing. This is something you would do with Lev.AI that you're not doing yet. And that is why people utilizing artificial intelligence do in fact gain competitive advantage. That is simply the truth. Now here on this next sheet, or this next function, it is here where we have our contact management. This would be the CRM, and here you can see 15,000 candidates that are there. And those 15,000 will all get a first group distribution from me tomorrow. That's never happened before, and that is because of, so once again, this is not replacing something I've done before. This is the new behavior made possible for me by Lev.AI. New behaviors will likewise become made possible for you. There is no question about that. Here we go to a GPT. As Chat GPT is generic, this would be a generic.
Violet says, Randy, how do we know this is you and not your evil AI twin? I have been wondering if this was a video, because the time for Randy was 7:22 p.m. I don't know where Randy's located, but this was a 9 p.m. presentation. So I wondered if this was a recording.
GPT, and by the way, not nearly so robust as Chat GPT. That's the truth. This is not.
Tell me your thoughts.
Not as deeply, is not as fully popular.
Or is it just a different time zone? Which is slightly weird because they set all of the time zones in Eastern time. So am I just wrong to assume that he's in the same time zone? He might not be.
Populated with the global knowledge base as is the Chat GPT itself. However, it's simply inclusive in your ongoing, inclusive in the process. And so why would it be here in addition to that personalized GPT that I cited a moment ago? Because this will pull in.
See, this girl will solve the male loneliness pandemic. Never have to be lonely again, Randy says.
Information from the World Wide Web. What are Randy Schroeder's 10 steps to getting started correctly? She's not going to know. That is the extraordinary value of the personalized GPT. Why then would we have the non-personalized version? Why would we have the non-personalized version? Because the non-personalized version has access to all information. What's going to come out of my
that was weird. He typed it in and nothing happened.
Personalized GPT is only information that I've loaded into it. It's out of my knowledge bank. It's my data. And so it's a completely different value. It's not the same value. It's a different value. But if any of you were to simply make an appointment to meet with any business owner and share with them only what I've shared with you up until right now, it's hard for me to imagine that that business owner would not see something greater than a a $99 per month cost associated with that. Now here, a couple of really cool things. First, this was just darn cute. This is my granddaughter who came with me who came to raise a whole bunch of people. Does that not get engagement?
Randy brings his granddaughter into this. I don't like to bring people's grandchildren into things, so I just fast forwarded that part. But I think I played it enough that you believe me when I say that Randy brings a AI version of his granddaughter on and plays a little video of her image moving like she now has an AI twin. I have a very big issue with this ethically. I think it is wrong to take a minor and upload their image to something like an AI that is then going to be able to use their image for anything. I worry when adults do this. I just think it's a little iffy. Giving the rights up to your image can be something that you really need to think about doing, especially to a scheme, right? It's like this isn't even a legitimate company here. This is a scammy thing. So to upload somebody's likeness to it that literally can't even consent to their likeness being used in this way is not a great idea. So I have an issue with Randy's presentation doing that last night. And he needs to not do that. I don't think that you should use your children. And I speak from experience. I speak as someone that was in Sensi and used to use my daughter in ads. And I regret doing that now in hindsight. And I would really, really advise you against uploading pictures of your children to something like this for them to then take that image and literally make it into whatever video they want to make it into. Like, I have to ask, are the parents aware that this happened? They'd probably be okay with it because, like, the whole family's into the MLM thing, unfortunately. But this just, let's not promote that other people also add their family members into this either. Feel like Randy kind of did that. He was like, oh, it's really great. You can make your family members come to life. And it was like, no, don't do that to your family members, especially if they haven't consented to their image being uploaded to this platform. All right, I don't know what AI they're using. I don't know if it's a third-party company that could be attached to something far worse than whatever this MLM is attached to. I have no clue. What I do know is over and over again, these types of MLMs tend to be attached to things that you do not want to upload your family members into. So that was like a, what the fuck are you doing, Randy moment. Don't do that. So if you are in this thing and they're telling you, oh, it would be really fun if you like uploaded a picture of your grandchild or your kid to this thing, and then you could like have conversations with them whenever you want. That's weird. Don't do that. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk on that.
You see, folks, if you want to have more results, have more engagement. Now, some of you folks might know this gentleman. He's been very prominent in the direct selling industry for a long time. His name is Nick Sarnicola. And I had a conversation with Nick earlier today, and I simply pulled a picture off of his social media page, and that won't mimic his voice because I didn't have his voice sample. But then I sent to him this example of him.
We can't hear any of the audio. And the whole time he's doing this presentation, we're supposed to hear it. I'm assuming he hears it, but we don't hear it.
Now, folks, stop and think about it for a second. Are not these things that I'm describing to you, are they not quite remarkable? Is it possible that you could send a message to a person like that showing themselves speaking another language?
Okay, so you're just hanging out on Facebook. All right. Something I don't do too often, but maybe you do. I don't know. Let's just say that we're all on Facebook. We're hanging out. You have a friend reach out to you, okay? And they're like, "Hey, I'm involved in this really awesome business that I want to tell you about. Let me show you something." And you go, "Oh, sure, why not? Humor me. I'm bored, obviously, if I'm on Facebook. So sure, send it on over, right?" Then they send you a picture of you, okay? It's a picture of you from your Facebook, and it's you saying some MLM bullshit, and you're like, that was an image. You've turned it into a video, and you've added me saying something now. What the fuck is going on? That would be my reaction. I would be like, whoa, what are you making of me? This deep fake video, what are we doing? But Randy's like, yeah, do that to people. That will be a great idea. They'll see it and they'll be like, I definitely want to make more of these. I definitely want one of these to run my business. And I'm like, I don't think so, Randy. I think people would be kind of freaked out. Like, you literally just sent me a deep fake video of myself and like I'm supposed to be happy about it. I don't know anyone that would be like, that's a great thing. That was cool. Like, I'm pretty sure most people I know would be like, yo, what is this? You know, if they ask you for more information, it's not because they're interested in joining. It's because now they want to know what the heck you just like used their image for and what you're attaching that to. You know what I'm saying? They're like, what is this thing you just did to me? And then you're like, Lev.AI, it can help you run your business. And they're like, delete that right now. Get rid of that. Like, you know, don't do that to people. They think 2017 tech is so cool because senior citizens often do.
And not have them say that was cool. How did you do it? Can I do it too? Don't let these moments, these fleeting moments, don't let the sand slip through the hourglass too fast. And there will come a time when Lev.AI is endemic in society, or when artificial intelligence is endemic in society, and that the same things I'm showing you right now will not provoke an oh my God response. Right now, they provoke an oh my God.
Is that what you're doing? You're trying to desensitize all of us? Randy's like, send out all these AI videos of people's pictures to them so that it's not creepy to them anymore.
Response. Don't be the one who comes on board too late. Be the one who utilizes Lev.AI to grow your business, whatever it is, when right now you get the value of the, oh my God, that was cool response. How can I do that too? And then I told you that we can learn so much.
Yeah, I don't think that will be the reaction, but sure, Randy, whatever you say.
I believe that knowledge is power. There is no doubt about that. And so every day when I make my various introductions, and by the way, I don't know when you last personally enrolled a member. I personally enrolled the last member yesterday. I spent the first half of November being very resolute in the idea of making just lots and lots and lots of
As sand slipped through the hourglass, so do the days of our lives.
contacts. And I always kind of fight myself when I'm questioning, is my time best spent in enrolling new members, or is my time best spent in helping those members?
Right? I would be creeped out. I would be like, what are you making me say things? What is going on? What is this? I thought you said this was a good business opportunity, and instead you're sending me deep fakes. I don't like it.
Recently enrolled begin to have more success, and I think it's having the wisdom to balance those two a little bit.
Oh.
And so I enrolled very, very aggressively in the first half of the month, and not so much in the second half of the month. As I said, my last personal enrollment was yesterday. I did personally enroll 17 new Lev.AI, either members or partners.
Again, that's the most that we really had on the products. It was, again, the twins. Now he's showing us how to make posts, and I guess he kind of showed us the training materials. Would you believe me if I said this is the closest we've gotten to actual training, though? We're getting there.
In the month of November, which I think was a really, really good month. It's short of what my target was, but it's a really good month. But every time I had one of those personal recruiting conversations, I want to learn from it. I want to dual task. And so if my candidate lives in Utah where I live, then I would write something.
All right, he's in Utah.
Something like this. How does AI adoption in Utah
So yeah,
compare?
that's the right time. That's the right time. Wanted to make sure. Yep. They are 2 hours behind me. So yeah, that makes sense.
To national
Also not surprised it's Utah.
averages in USA, and how does AI impact? And then I can pick any industry. I'm going to pick one here in Utah. There's a
So like the televangelist industry, the industry of cults, the MLM industry.
gosh, there's lots of thriving, vibrant industries. How does AI impact the nutritional supplement industry?
The nutritional supplement, the health and wellness MLM industry.
Nutritional supplement industry, because there are lots and lots and lots of nutritional supplement companies in Utah. And so now we create
I believe it.
So when I do this simple illustration, I'm showing the candidate, the business owner, whomever it is, I'm showing.
And that everybody can always sound the exact same. Won't that be wonderful? Like, what AI is this? You said GPT, so are you just, it's not even yours then.
Them how much smarter AI makes us look than we are. And I'm careful with that because I want to be completely authentic. And what I've taught for so many years is that we can't get paid for knowledge we don't have. We can't benefit from skills that we don't have unless we're paying another person for them. Here, the truth is that artificial intelligence lets us get paid in advance of knowledge and skill development. That is the truth. But I encourage myself, and I encourage you likewise, to push yourself hard against the grinding wheel of life. Become more, become more, become more, so that every time you learn something new here, you very, very quickly come behind that with new knowledge and skill, new knowledge gathering and skill development, character refinement, such that we continue to grow as we continue to learn. Well, remember what I wrote. How does AI adoption in Utah compare to the national averages in the United States? And how does AI impact the nutritional supplement industry? Well, I'm about to learn.
The MLM industry. I feel like most of the nutritional supplement industry in Utah would be MLMs. Like, let's be real. Come on.
Navigating the digital frontier, Utah emerges as a fascinating study in AI adoption, especially when compared to national trends across the U.S. Known for its picturesque ski slopes and red rock canyons, Utah may not be the first place that springs to mind when thinking of high-tech innovation. Yet this beehive state is not just buzzing with natural beauty, but is also generating quite the hum in the tech world. Its strategic initiatives and progressive policies have pushed it toward the forefront of AI transformation, showcasing a trajectory that is both unique and inspiring. Now that's pretty cool, isn't it? And now just think, what if you're a business owner in Utah and you're reading this or you're hearing it? You say, well, wait a minute, I'm not using it yet. It just said that Utah's a hotbed of it, and I'm not using it yet. Do you not suppose that might provoke an interest, a desire to learn something more? Well, first, let us delve into the specifics of Utah's AI adoption as it relates to the broader national scene. While AI continues to expand its influence across America, Utah stands out due to its commitment to technological growth. The state has consistently fostered an ecosystem conducive to AI advancements, particularly through investments in education and economic incentives. This push has enabled Utah to accelerate AI adoption rates, and on it goes. Now let's go on down a little bit further. Now, on to a more unexpected topic, AI's impact on the nutritional supplement industry. In an era where personalized health is no longer a far-fetched AI idea, AI proves to be an invaluable game changer. It's reshaping how nutritional supplements are formulated, marketed, and consumed. Imagine AI algorithms dissecting vast data sets to identify nutrient deficiencies and predict consumer preferences. Such insights enable companies to tailor products with precision.
That's the thing, though. If everyone's using AI to make all of their posts all the time for everything, that will kind of mess up the whole algorithm. You know?
Ensuring optimal health benefits while reducing waste. In this context,
like the most generic fucking post you could come up with.
AI doesn't just stand as a tool of efficiency. It's more akin to a wizard behind the curtain, orchestrating outcomes that once seemed implausible. Well, folks, every single time I have Lev.AI write one of these messages for me, once again, I'm a multitasker. I'm doing it to.
But you're not really multitasking right now. Like, other than the fact that you're streaming this, like, you are technically only doing one task because you're typing this in, you're waiting for it, you're reading through the post before you just post it. You know what I mean? Like, are you really multitasking then?
Inform and to educate the person with whom I'm speaking.
Like, unless it's making 6 posts at the same time, and then you're about to like spend some time going through each one. But even then, is that technically multitasking?
But I'm also informing and educating myself. And I always focus, even if I'm in somewhat of a hurry, I don't want to make my
And see, that's what I mean. See, he makes it a thing to say that he always reads through these. Right? So, like, if you're sitting there and you're telling it what you want to post about, and then you're sitting there reading through it and then copying and pasting and posting it every time, like, that's all you doing that one task. Like, what other tasks are you then doing at the same time where you are like, I am multitasking? Like, that's all the same one. You know what I mean? Like, it's like not the same thing as if you're like doing research for something as you're listening to a video about it while you're also writing an article on it or something. Like, those are 3 different things going on. You know what I'm saying? Like you're technically doing 3 different things at the same time. But this is still like the same thing. So I'm like, what are we doing? I bet Randy hasn't got any leads from this slot posting. See, and that's the thing. I feel like if you're using AI for everything, and I don't even know if you can train this AI. I don't know what they're using. They said Chat GPT, it sounded like, but I don't know if they're just piggybacking off a version of that, or like have their own version that this is. So I don't know if this thing is learning how to sound like you. Same with like the AI twin. Like, will it actually be like you? And then do you want that? You know? Like, I don't know if everyone wants a twin that's like their double. You know? It's just everything's going to be so generically AI all the time. It's not going to be your personality. It's not going to get you any leads or any attention. People are just going to be like, oh yeah, another post. So I don't really understand what the point is of, especially if, like I said, you aren't really multitasking with the way that he's doing it.
Candidate, listen to me read page after page. I always do read for myself. The candidate doesn't know it, but I'm reading it for myself because I want that knowledge to get stuck in here. I always read the last paragraph. In conclusion, whether we're tracing the progressive paths of AI adoption in Utah or observing its transformational influence on the nutritional supplement industry, one cannot ignore the overarching theme. AI is here and it's making waves in more dimensions than one.
You know why I like to do research? Because I learn when I'm doing the research. I like to go and try to find the information for myself. I like to find my own leads on things, or be like, oh, I found a new forum that says that there's information about this on it. Can't wait to go in and read that. That's like a lot of the fun of what I do. Okay. That's what I enjoy the most about it, is the research part. So I wouldn't want to take that away from me. That would suck. That being said, like, when I'm doing the research, I am learning. And I am learning because it's kind of a process. Okay? For example, right now, I'm working on a video about coffee enemas with Kangen, water, and Magic, the MLM. Okay? So I had to go on a whole deep dive the other day on coffee enemas and on the health benefits or lack thereof. And then where did this even come from? This idea and etc. And throughout the process, every time that I kind of went deeper and deeper and deeper in trying to discover where the heck this belief system started and why people were sticking coffee in their butts, and then posting about it on social media with pictures, I'm learning a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more about the whole thing, right? And I feel like I actually do learn it because it's a gradual process. It takes you a few hours to kind of like go through all of that information, read through it all, save it as a source for the video, decide what parts you're going to use in your video. Like that all takes enough time that I get to process the information while I'm researching the video, if you will. I feel like if I were to just use AI to write something like this for me, not only would I lose my favorite part of the process, which is the researching process, but I also feel like I wouldn't actually learn it. Like, because I would just be reading the AI generic, like, version of whatever it is I'm apparently researching, right? And me just reading one thing about something doesn't teach me a lot about it. I am not the type of person that can like read one thing and then be like, okay, I'm now an expert on this topic. I'll remember every single thing I just read. Like, that's not going to happen. It's going to leave my head 2 minutes when I'm like, when I'm done reading it, 2 minutes later, it's gone. I've probably forgotten most of what I just read. And I'm not doing any of a process because there it is. It's done. It's there. I just copy and paste that into, I don't know, where am I sharing this? Probably on my community tab. That's the only place I share like anything. Sometimes on Facebook, but that's where I share the most, on my community tab on here. But then like I'm probably not reading it again. Like, I'm not gonna actually learn anything from just reading it once and then copy and pasting and then not thinking about it ever again. So I wonder if Randy is actually learning, is my point. For most people, just reading one blurb about something isn't enough to like completely learn about the topic. So I'm like, Randy, you aren't actually learning anything. See, this is like another example of false training and false personal development that you're doing, where you've convinced yourself that you're doing good here. Like, you're like, yeah, no, I'm learning, but you're not actually learning,
As Utah paves new avenues for tech innovation, the nutritional sector reaps the rewards of AI's precision and potential. These narratives underscore a pivotal truth. AI isn't confined to the realms of science fiction anymore. It's crafting realities that both surprise and benefit us in splendidly unforeseen ways.
And Jelly Snack says, who is reading all this? And that's a good point. The funny thing is, probably people that are already in Lev.AI, and that's it. Nobody new is going to read through all of that. Nobody who's not already in Lev.AI is going to care about these paragraphs that Randy has put together here. But again, the people in Lev.AI will convince themselves that reading it will teach them something. They're learning off Randy. So do you see how these tricks sort of work? Right? That's kind of part of the manipulation here. That's part of the problem, is they'll be like, oh my God, it's so great. And then Randy gets false numbers where it looks like his post got 100 new leads, but it's actually 100 people that have already signed up for Lev.AI that have read his post. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like the beast just keeps feeding itself, and all with false shit. It's just like, it's only the people that are already there that care. Like, that's it. And that again just goes to show that in this business model, it really is just all about the people that join. You're not reaching an outside audience. They'll take one look, read the first sentence, and be like, all right, well, this is AI slop. I take my coffee enemas in decaf. I would recommend. I mean, I don't recommend doing it at all, but at least the decaf, you have less of a chance of ODing on caffeine.
So keep an eye on
So
Utah and the magic of AI and nutrition. The future is unfolding and it's undeniably promising. Well, folks, that just gave me a whole lot of things to talk about living here in Utah. And each one of you have that similar opportunity to have a whole lot of things to talk about, irrespective of where you are, because of the current global widespread adoption of what artificial intelligence is, and because that rollout process, I'll call it what it is, the rollout process is a little bit cumbersome with a very, very crowded space of people talking, a very crowded space of people talking about AI, but a very sparsely populated space of people who know and understand how to take the beauty, I mean, the absolute stunning beauty of what this is and leverage it to your personal benefit. Now, over the course of the next few days, I will not
It's so creepy here for some reason.
disclose anything that I should not, but over the course of the next few days, I think you're all going to become incredibly proud and grateful to be Lev.AI members. You're going to hear some news about the company making some decisions that I think are going to be profoundly beneficial to each of you. And I will just tip my hat here just a tiny bit to within the ecosystem of Lev.AI to make it possible for you to utilize AI to develop a customer base in ways that could not yet have been imagined by you. I could just give you that little bit of a sneak preview, something that's upcoming soon. I believe it'll make each person grateful, and I think it'll make each person proud to be affiliated with Lev.AI. I am, with just that tiny bit of advanced knowledge. I think back over these multiple years, many, many years of participation in the micro enterprise arena, and I contemplate and consider what, in fact, are the elements that are required for success in a business such as this. And the first one is a product or service that matters to people. And so now, of course, we have in the Lev.AI technology a group of individual products, individual services wrapped into one tool suite that has a more far-reaching and more broad-based potential consuming use than anything else we could possibly do.
Well, I don't know. I see that you have the Lev.AI twin. You have some training material, and you have the use of Chat GPT to help you write posts. So I don't know if I would consider that to be a whole suite of business tools quite yet. Let's release some more things before we do that. Hopefully that's what these next few days will bring, I guess. Listen, okay, we just need to see one of these AI companies actually come up with some goddamn products. We've been here for too long waiting.
And I will tell you that I challenge every one of you. I challenge each of you to identify one area in your life where you can put Lev.AI to work for you, separate and distinct from the opportunity of simply recruiting a new member. Contemplate and consider what are the things that you could do to turn up an income stream as a result of the remarkable communication capacities, lead generation capacities, through the email campaign service, follow up. There are so many things that we can do.
The email campaign service. We're still doing email campaigns like it's 1995.
Learns how to utilize the technology, Lev.AI can be working for you all day long while you're working at your full-time job. That's the truth, because we can automate so many things. I saw an interesting statement a few days ago by one of the top executives at Microsoft who said that artificial intelligence absolutely is not in the foreseeable future. One could not even contemplate its potentially
equals spam. Exactly. I don't think anyone's going to be getting back to them with those emails.
Replacing human beings. Artificial intelligence can't feel, it can't express emotion, it can't love, it can't. There's so many things about the unique nature of each human being that.
Listen, tell the people in the My Boyfriend is AI subreddit that AI cannot love. All right? Some people beg to differ, sir. Some people say that they're sentient, and that's why maybe we need to like slow down a little bit. I'm just saying.
Requires authenticity, not artificial. But
I feel like things like this are just going to add to the problems. But Randy's like, you won't be lonely anymore. Just talk to the AI twins. You can take a picture of anyone and then talk to them. I'm like, oh, the stalkers will love that. That will be great for them. Well, great, good idea. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's not do that.
he said about 71% of tasks performed by most people could be done by artificial intelligence. And so his message was not that we're going to replace 71% of the people. His message was that all people who learn how to properly leverage artificial intelligence will be able to turn over to artificial intelligence that 71% of the time spent on tasks that do not require the individual, allowing him or her to then invest the remaining.
Are you sure? I feel like you're twisting this around, just so that people are like, I'm okay with this AI even if it replaces me. Can I get an AI triplet? Probably.
29% of their time on things.
It could be 10 violets just, running around doing everything for you so that you can just sit around and be very bored. So it's like, because I need stuff to do. Okay, I like doing stuff. And if I didn't have anything at all to do, that would be very boring for me. So I wouldn't, that's why I'm like, I don't want AI to replace a lot of the stuff I do. It's the stuff I do, man. That's what I do. Like, what do you mean?
That cannot be done by artificial intelligence. And that hit home with me. That made all the sense in the world to me. My complete intention is to continue my learning curve and to have Lev.AI doing more and more and more for me in a
learn for you. I wouldn't be surprised. They're like, we don't even want to think. I'm like, okay.
Variety of income generating mechanisms while I'm focused on my primary income generating mechanism, that being the development of the Lev.AI business. So all of those things being said, folks, remember that what exactly is it that we seek to do? We seek to engage in a proved and predictable pattern of activities. Now, I'm very careful here. I don't think I'm all that. I'm far, far, far from it. However, I was taught a long number of years ago a pattern of activities that has worked for me. And it's a 10-step process that I was taught by a gentleman named Nathan Ricks years ago. If I ask you, what is step number 6 and you don't know? What is step number 4 and you don't know? What's step number 7 you don't know? Forgive me. But if you're not making money yet and you don't know what those steps are, then own it.
It's your fault. How dare you not make money yet? And a system set up for you to fail that doesn't even have all its products yet? You silly person.
You need to know it. You need to really, really, really know it. Do you know and understand what is the ladder of escalation? If you don't, well, you know what? You're probably not really eligible to start making any real money yet in this process. Do you really know and understand how each tool works such that you could show it to an entrepreneur who has no interest whatsoever in generating Lev.AI royalties, but who has an interest in being in front of the curve of the AI adoption, wants to use it in the business? If you can't do a proper tool suite introduction right now and show each person how to grow their business, whatever that business is, well, the truth is you're probably not eligible to make money yet in leveraging in Lev.AI. And so what did I just describe? I just described to you a basic truth that I've always felt. If in fact I want my...
So they're like, yeah, no, the AI will do it all for you. But also you have to know all of this stuff in order to make money here.
Results to improve, then the first thing I have to work on improving is myself. And I must then allow each other person, each other part of the puzzle, each other cog in the wheel to focus on improving himself or herself at the same time. That is out of my control. The part that's in my control is how resolute am I in gathering new knowledge, developing new skills, refining character, such that when I then invest that new improved person into a process, then we get a multiplier on the results. So we engage in a proved and predictable pattern of activities. There is no luck and there is no guesswork. It is the 10 steps to getting started correctly. It is the ladder of escalation. If you don't know and understand them, please tell me you need an invitation to the team's function and then own the material. I mean, own the material that is on the onboarding session. And if you've already done that, then own every single word that is written in the leadership mentoring sessions or that is written in the library. None of that content is there on accident. And right now, because it's a relatively smaller amount of content, maybe 30 or 40 files, you can review them the next little bit. That library will be so robust before you know it that there will undoubtedly be content that you get to 5 years from now. But right now, you can make yourself current by reviewing it all. Do so simply by becoming a part of my team. Folks, I'm hoping that for each of you, Thanksgiving was fantastic. It was for us. I mean, it was an absolutely joy-filled day. And joy, I said, not just happiness. Happy is good. Joy is better. It was an absolute joy-filled day. It was a gift for us, honestly. And frankly, so is this possibility, and so are each of you. Please know that I am keenly and acutely aware of what happens when the holiday season comes. When the holiday season comes, there are so many people whose financial circumstance suddenly becomes front and center.
Fuck you, Randy. Seriously. They don't need your scam.
We can ignore it and push it aside for a lot of the year. But when the holiday season comes, it is really, really difficult to not let financial scarcity, if it exists in our lives, and it does in so many, it is really, really difficult not allow that financial scarcity to steal a little bit of the joy from the holidays itself. And so as we...
You know what would add to that? If you joined a scam that then took more from you. So don't join Lev.AI.
We look now towards the coming. Thanksgiving is past and Christmas is upon us, coming soon. There's not a whole lot that we can do, is there? There's not a whole lot that we can do to change our economic realities between now and the 23rd or 24th or 25th of December. Sure, we can make a little bit of progress. We can go and enroll some new people. We can get some first-time checks and so on.
Hopeless.
But we can't really dramatically change whether we're under financial pressure or not under financial pressure by the 25th or 26th of this month. We absolutely can make decisions and choices which result in us having a justifiable confidence that 1 year from now, our economic circumstance can be dramatically improved.
Yeah, so if you're struggling this year at Christmas, Randy wants you to know that you can join his team at Lev.AI. And by next Christmas, you'll probably be even more broke because you'll be paying into this thing and it hasn't paid out yet.
It is my absolute conviction. Conviction not even doesn't say it. It is my...
You can't promise or guarantee that. You can't, especially when you don't have an income disclosure statement.
Commitment to each of you. To the degree that you're willing to do your part. I promise you that I'm willing to do mine. Samantha's willing to do hers. We're willing to do our parts to help.
Yep, and that's what it will be. If you don't make it, then it will be because you didn't do your part.
Each one of you have an absolutely extraordinary 2026. And I want you to know that we subordinate our successes to yours, and that when you get cut, we bleed. We really, really, really want to help you succeed. So God bless everybody. Have the best night yet, and let me know how I can help. Lev.AI is cool. Let's make the best of it.
And that was Randy's full presentation. His full Lev.AI presentation, as you heard. He was all like, oh yeah, next year, by next Christmas, don't worry, you'll be way better off. I know a bunch of you are struggling, and I prayed to get you to this presentation, as in P-R-A-E-Y, not A-Y. And yeah, now you're here. I can't do much for you this year, but by next year, you'll all be millionaires with Lev.AI. So I guess he went a little crazy at his Thanksgiving, his Happy Thanksgiving live stream. Very particular part where he said he was convicted of cocaine-based felonies. So I don't know. We should look into that for sure. I think we can do this. We could see. Are we all good? We're all good? Then we could see the closed captioning as well. Yes. There we go. Alrighty.
And hopefully permanently drug and alcohol free until I was 53 years old. And so there was a long, long, long time where that was a burden, where it did cause a lot of problems in my life. And as most of you know, part of my life experience was that I was convicted of cocaine-based felonies. It's been a long time ago. And once again, why am I so profoundly grateful? Because God has chosen to be so kind to me. Those felonies have been expunged. I don't have a hangover, if you call it that, from those past experiences. And so today I can again look at that set of circumstances and I can find profound gratitude in it. There are so few people who ever took it to the degree that I took it, who today have no lasting ill effects as a result. The felonies have been expunged. I got a clean slate. The whiteboard behind me got wiped off. Very few people who went where I went ever have that.
But guys, I don't deal cocaine anymore. It's fine. Come into this business with me. That's a little bit crazy, isn't it?
Experience. And so I glanced behind me at the whiteboard, and it's kind of like this. I still see the shadows back here. I do. I still see the shadows, but literally every day that goes by, those shadows, they diminish a little bit more, because every day I find a little bit more gratitude in whatever was the circumstance that caused the shadow. I find a little bit more understanding and compassion. And the truth is that someday, one day, this board will be completely and absolutely white.
Oh, Lord. Like, just like the cocaine that he used to deal. So I had to show you that before we ended the stream, because that's a little bit suspicious. What's that all about? Huh? What's that all about, Randy? Anyway, there you go. You heard it from him. He, got in trouble for that, got it all expunged, and now here he is with 20 years of doing pyramid schemes under his belt. So, there's that. I don't think you should trust him with those either. Just saying. And I think it's funny that he's like using it to be like, oh, see, my past is behind me. I have a dark past, but I'm doing better now. I'm like, sir, you're still scamming people. It's not much better. Hi, I was just wondering if you had a little extra money to join my scam. Yeah, right? Dude picked up some brain damage from the Coca-Cola. Must have. So, guys, that's all I got for you today. We're making it short, sweet, and to the point. I guess there was some training. I mean, he did tell us that there was some training materials back there. That's close. I guess he kind of showed us how to use the AI twin again, although it wasn't working the greatest. That didn't look too good, but whatever, what can you do? And the chat GPT thing. Other than that, though, it was still very much about recruiting and very much about being in his team, which I found fascinating. So I don't know if you get all of that material if you're just in Lev.AI, or if you have to be under Randy in order to get it. But I'm going to be keeping an eye on this one, see what they do on good old Wednesday. And I should be streaming tomorrow as well. So have a fabulous night. And I will see all of you tomorrow for another stream. Hopefully around the same time. If not, then it will be like 4:30 p.m. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Make sure you like this up, give it a like, subscribe if you are new here, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love all your faces. Bye.